Sleeping Beauty. Once upon a time, a king and queen lived in sorrow because they had no children. One day, while the queen was bathing, a small frog hopped out of the water and prophesied, "Before this year ends, you shall bring a daughter into the world." The prophecy came true. The queen gave birth to a princess so beautiful that the king organized a grand feast. He invited friends, relatives, and specifically the wise fairies of the kingdom to bless her. There were 13 wise fairies in the realm, but because the king only had 12 golden plates, he had to leave one out. The celebrations were joyful. 11 fairies stepped forward, offering priceless gifts: radiant beauty, perfect vigor, intelligence, and a natural talent for music. Just as the 11th finished, the 13th fairy, the one who was not invited, suddenly appeared, her face full of resentment. She screamed a wicked curse. "In her 15th year, the princess shall prick her finger on a spindle and die." The palace fell into terror. Fortunately, the 12th fairy had not yet given her blessing. While she could not erase the curse, she used her magic to soften it. "The princess shall not die. Instead, she shall fall into a deep sleep for exactly 100 years, until a prince comes to wake her." And yes, the king ordered every spindle in the kingdom to be destroyed. Years passed, and the princess grew into a woman so beautiful and wise that everyone loved her. On her 15th birthday, while the king and queen were away, she wandered through the castle and stumbled upon the old tower. Behind a small door, she saw an old woman spinning flax. Having never seen a spindle before, she asked curiously, "Grandmother, what is that thing jumping so nimbly back and forth?" As she reached out to touch it, the sharp point pricked her finger. The curse took effect. The princess fell onto the bed and slipped into a deep sleep. At that moment, the entire castle froze. The king and queen, who had just stepped into the hall, also fell asleep. Around the castle, a hedge of thorns grew thicker each day, eventually hiding even the tallest tower from view. 100 years passed. Many princes heard of her and tried to break through the thorns, but they all failed. Finally, a brave prince arrived just as 100 years was up. As she approached, the thorns turned into beautiful flowers and parted to let him through. He entered the silent palace and wandered through the rooms until he found the old tower where the princess lay. She was so beautiful that he could not help himself. He knelt and gave her a gentle kiss. The moment their lips touched, the princess opened her eye and looked at him with love. At that instant, the entire kingdom awoke. The king and queen woke up in astonishment. Horses shook themselves, dogs barked, and pigeons took flight into the blue sky. Shortly after, the grand wedding was held for the prince and princess. They lived happily ever after.